my name is Michelle, and this is my floss tube channel called Making It with Michelle. So this is my first floss tube extra, so that's kind of exciting. This is my 2024, I guess, finished parade. So I'm going to show you all of the things that I finished stitching in 2024, except I'm just now remembering one, so I'll have to go grab that. And there are three, I believe, not currently in my possession anymore, and so I'll have to insert pictures of those. But I don't have any patterns, I didn't iron anything. This is coming hot off the tails of my last floss tube video that I posted. I'm just filming right after that. So I have my Cross Stitchers Planner 2024 in front of me, so I might be flipping through that a little bit. If, of course, you have any questions that I didn't answer in the video, please comment and ask, and I'm happy to figure out that information for you if I can't figure out it in a semi-timely manner in this video. So let me go get that other thing before I forget, and I will get going. Okay, so now I have all of my cross-stitch finishes. And many of them are fully finished, but I have a nice fat stack of things that are not fully finished. So it'll be a mix, and I'm not going in any particular order. I plan on picking up whatever I have in front of me, and I will happily tell you some information about it, and then we shall be moving on, my friends. Okay, so I guess, and some of these you have seen, because obviously as floss tube videos have been posted, I have finished items, I have shown you those, and I have shown a few previous finishes as well, but these are all the one that I finished stitching in 2024, and like I said, some have been fully finished as well. So I actually think the first thing I'm going to do is go through all of my Quakers. So last year in 2024, I stitched many of the Primrose Cottage Quaker series. In fact, I stitched all of them except for the Cocoa Quaker that came out right at the end of the year, and that is on my to be stitched list in 2025. But so I think I'm going to start there. All of them are fully finished, and I will go in order. So first up is called Winter Quaker. And I started this December 21st of 2023, and I finished it January 11th of 2024. And it's stitched on a 32 count, I believe, Chantilly by Color and Cotton. And I used a Color and Cotton, I don't know the name, right off the top of my head. So there's that. Next, I stitched the Valentine's Quaker, and I'm just remembering some more finishes on the Christmas tree. I stitched the Valentine's Quaker. I did mess up on this one a little bit, not that I'm going to point that out, but I picked my own color. I have no idea what fabric this is. It might be the same as the Winter Quaker, but I picked kind of an orchid color for the floss, again, Color and Cotton, and stitched it up. Sorry if you can hear the dogs slurping down some water there. Okay, next I believe is the Spring Quaker. This again I stitched on the 32 count. 32 count. I think this was the called for Classic Colorworks purple, and just finished it as a little pillow. Like I said, I'm not sure of the fabric, but like I said, if you want to know anything, just leave a comment and I will happily tell you. So next is the Summer Quaker. This one I definitely changed the colors. It was in a yellow color, I believe. And I had gone on a trip to Hawaii with my husband, and so I tried to pick more of a, I guess, watery color to remember that trip. I used some sea turtle fabric on the back just as a memento of that trip, and again on a 32 count, I believe. So sometimes I can stitch on 32, but I guess if I don't want to, then I don't. I don't know. Oh, and I did stitch the Patriotic Quaker as well. This was on, I used the called for colors, I believe. And this I wanted to stitch on a blue fabric. So I didn't stitch the year. They had put like 1776. I had ended up putting 3 more little hearts on there. I don't know. And this was a color by Tropical Stitches. I don't remember the color, but if you want me to look it up. Maybe I'll start putting some information below. That'd probably be a good idea. And just finished it myself. I think I had bought the finishing kit and used it. So most of the time I tend to, they usually use a plaid for the back of their pillows, but I end up usually using my own fabric. But this one I think I did use because I actually liked it. Okay, so there's all of those. Okay, I guess I should have organized these, but I did not. Okay, let's go through some more pillows here. Okay, so next is, this is called, shoot, it's on here, and I just ordered this year's. It's by Heart and Hand. Gosh dang. Oh, here we go. 2024 Collector's Heart. And again, if you've watched any of my other videos, you're thinking, Michelle, look at all those letters. I just loved this so much, I had to stitch it. And I made it into a little pillow. I used all the called for colors except for one, because I didn't have it. And so I think it was one of the pinks. And so I just used one that I had. So, and the back is not finished, but there it is, if you care about that. And I decided to make mine pillow sheet normally, and I did use the 32 count, whatever she put in the kit, but I made it a pillow, and I think she normally frames them, so that was fun. I did enjoy that last year. Okay, I guess we're just gonna do all of the pillows, and then we'll go over there to the non-fully finished items. Okay, another pillow. This was my first fully finished 46 count project. This is, let me find the name. I started it this summer. Here we go, Strawberry House. Guess I could have figured that out. I stitched this on a 46 count. I can't remember the name of the fabric. And I used all the called for colors. I kitted this up at StitchCon. I think I started it at StitchCon. The only thing I changed was there was another bird on the top of the house, and I have 2 little black and white dogs, and so I ended up putting another little black dog on the roof of the house. I'm pretty sure that would be Lily, and on the top of the house, and Luna would be at the bottom barking at her. So, and there's the back. I used a little strawberry print. So that was really fun. That was my first, not my first 46 count project that I started that year, but that was the first one that I completed. I tend to start something big and then I reflect and say, Michelle, why don't you start a smaller project on that new count? And then I get better at it and then I go back to the big project. Who am I? So anyway, so there's that. Next is, I guess, my autumn phase, because I have 5 autumn pillow finishes. So the first one I'll show you is Pumpkin Row. I stitched this with my friend Lisa of Black Coffee and Grits. And this is a 36 count Aruba Pale, I believe, by Color and Cotton. And I used, I believe, all the called for colors. There was one color I think I put in a different spot because I didn't like the other, I don't know, maybe I did it all called for. But anyways, that was really fun. I enjoyed stitching that with her. We both finished them as these cute little pillows. There's my back. One day I'll cover that up. That was fun. Okay, next. Oh, I forgot about that pillow. Okay, next is Woodland Witch. I stitched this on a 40 count. I believe it's Hot Cocoa by Bestitch Me. This is one of my favorite fabrics to stitch on. If you've never stitched on it, highly recommend. originally I was going to stitch the whole thing. Then I cut the fabric wrong. And then, so I could only do the cloche, and then I couldn't even do the bottom of the cloche. And I think maybe I put in an extra leaf or something just to kind of balance it out, but I love stitching this. I'm going to do the snowman cloche. I think it's called Let It Snow. On the back I put these little mushrooms, of course. And one day I might go back and stitch the whole thing again, but I'm not a huge Halloween stitcher. I call this Falloween. And had a good time working on that this year. Make it into a pillow. Okay, next is Autumn Swan. Did I stitch this on Hot Cocoa as well? I may have. By Bestitch Me. This I used, I think, all the called for colors. I changed it slightly. The word autumn was at the bottom, but as you'll see shortly, the summer swan didn't have any words, the Christmas swan doesn't have any words, so I decided not to do the words. I finished that into a pillow with some chenille, cute little autumn flower print, Lila Boutique on the back. That was fun. Alright, as you'll see, I love Brenda Gervais. Next is, I believe this is called I Love Fall Most of All. I didn't think that this pattern was very many places, and then finally I just found it and bought it and stitched it stat. I believe I used all the called for. That orange is called Pumpkin Patch by The Gentle Art, and this was really fun to stitch. I believe this is 40 Count Athos by Tropical Stitches, and my rickrack trim is like the perfect shade of orange to go with it. I don't know, I love it, and I'll be excited to display that again next year. Just a fun orangey print on the back. That's Lori Holt, the old Lori Holt. Okay. Then my other summer one I forgot is Summer Swan by Brenda Gervais. This is also stitched on 40 count. There we go. Athos by Picture This Plus. Athos by Tropical Stitches. And I did all the called for except she had called for Arrowhead, and that my Arrowhead was a pink, and I refused to stitch a swan in a pink color, so I stitched it in grits, and then Brenda caught on to me, and now she's doing them all in grits. I'm just kidding. She is, but it has nothing to do with me. So this was my first one that I stitched, and then I did autumn, and then I will be finishing Christmas Swan here sometime. So really fun. I love this series. And I surprisingly enjoyed stitching that American flag. Okay, 3 more pillows, excuse me. Again, I've showed these in a previous video, but Joy and Good Cheer. I guess I didn't realize that I had finished that. Okay, so I had started it in November of 2023. Here's my random stats for this. And I finished it in January 2024. So this is on a 32 count. This is giant, and it is very hefty. So I believe I used all the called for colors. I may have subbed one of them because I didn't have it. This is on, I called it used paper in my lesson. It's aged paper, excuse me. Aged paper by Color and Cotton. And it's a massive pillow. It could really take out somebody if you really wanted to. But I love it. I've stitched all of these in the series. I finished them all as pillows. And really enjoyed stitching all of these. I don't know if I would, make a 32 count, a giant ass pillow. Sorry, excuse me, giant pillow. But I don't know. It was fun. And there's my backing fabric. These cute little snowmen and some music and trees and who knows. All right. 2 more pillows. Next is Arranging Ornaments by Ink Circles. I had gotten this at Jingle Ball 2023. If I knew anything about this, I would say it. Oh, here we go. I finished this in July. I did, because I managed to stitch Christmas in July for the first time in my entire life. So I used all the called for colors. The fabric was a 40 count. I think it was Mason Linen that I got at the Jingle Ball, and I would have never stitched this on this again, but I was like, oh, I got this at the Jingle Ball, so I have to stitch it on the Jingle Ball fabric. I don't know. But, you know, I do still like it. I just don't know if the tone is quite right, but... And I persevered through those letters. Oh man, I did not enjoy those. But I finished that this summer during Christmas in July. Then my last pillow is one of my restarts. I'm going to restart this. This is the It's a Wonderful Life Pin Key Drum by Stacy Nash. I had started it on this 32 aged paper by Color and Cotton, and I was like, I had not even gotten to the house. I had done my own color conversion. Sorry, I can't hold this very well. I sprained my thumb. But I had done all of the words. I had done some of those fronds up at the top and some of the snowflakes, and I think I had to finish the tree. I didn't even give the poor tree a tree trunk, okay? Then I was like, you know what? This is going to be a lot of time and energy. I ended up purchasing Katie Strachan's conversion, and I'm really excited to stitch that, hopefully in 2025. And so I just chopped it off and made this little pillow out of it. It's kind of massive, but I like it. I think it's fun and a good restart for me. Okay. I am going to go get those other finishes, and I will show those next. And then we will do framed finishes, and then we will do all of my other ones. Okay, apologies for all of these breaks. All right, my next finishes. So this was my first finish of the year. Was Santa's Night Tree. I showed this in a previous video, but I had finished this on January, I think it's January 1st. Yeah, January 1st, 2024. I don't know when I fully finished it, maybe the same day, but that's when I finished stitching it. Santa's Night Tree by Hello from Liz Matthews. I stitched this on a 36 count, I think it was Atomic Ranch, called a Bloop Bloop. And I wanted to finish it so I could do my little class and learn how to do it. So that was some inspiration right there. But it was really fun to display this year, or in 2024, in the Christmas season. Okay, my other non-pillow finishes, we have Snow Magical. This I stitched on a 40 count something. I think it was also by Atomic Ranch, but I have no idea what it's called. Again, comment and ask if you need to know. But I did finish this in 2024. I finished it January 9th of 2024. And I loved stitching it. It was really fun. And the finish, I guess I persevered through. Painting it was fun. So I think I finished this and my next finish all on the same day. At least the fully finished thing. So it's finished on that Chantel's 141 design board. So there's that. Okay, next I have, these are Reindeer Games by With Thy Needle and Thread. So these are ornaments, and it was really fun to put them on the Christmas tree this year. So there's 3 of them, and I finished them just like, I guess she did. Brenda, my good friend Brenda. But I stitched on my own color. She did it on a brown. This is 40 count. I think it's called Tinsmith by Color and Cotton. This is my first 40 count project, so go Michelle. I tried to pick similar colors. I think the color of red and silver that she used were not at my Hobby Lobby, but I did all the called for colors on the stitching. So there's the first one, Santa hanging out on a reindeer. Here's 2 reindeer with some, let's focus, thank you ma'am, some peppermints in the middle. And then my favorite one, 2 little reindeer stringing up some lights on that blue house. So I'm pretty sure this was my first finish like this. They were fun to stitch. Again, first 40 count project I had ever done. I had just started doing 36 count. My first 36 count project was that Santa's Night Tree. And then I had started another one, which I'll show you. I finally finished this year. It's like a smaller one to practice. I know, I talked about this with my other one. Okay, I think those are all of my other finishes. So now we'll do framed finishes. And again, some of these you've seen. Okay, Let me find the names. Okay, this one normally hangs over here. This is called Throw Wide the Windows by Shakespeare's Peddler. I'm sorry, it's shaky. This I bought from Evertote. This is their fabric, linen, and conversion. It is beautiful. I think I stitched this until I finished it. Of course, there was other things thrown in there, but I absolutely loved this. I stitched this summer. The only things I changed were, this is on the 36 count something, and there was her name at the bottom, and then there was a year above the house, and I just omitted that because by the end of the day I was over it. So that was fun. These are all framed except for one at the Peanut Gallery. Okay, this one is called Feels Like Fall, and I stitched this straight through until I finished it. This is probably my favorite finish, besides maybe Snow Magical. Did I call it that? I don't know. But this is Feels Like Fall, I believe. And I stitched this on a 40 count Thornfield by Needle and Flax with all the called for. I got this as a kit from, see if you can see that frame is perfect. I got this as a kit from Farm Girl Dry Goods. Love it. It will hang right here forever. Okay, let's see. Next, oh, I have 4 finishes I don't own anymore. I will have to find pictures. Anyways, this one I don't believe I've shown. Let me make sure. Okay, this is called House on Blueberry Hill. And I stitched this on a 40 count. I honestly have no idea what it was. But I did use the called for colors. I love this frame. It hangs on the wall directly to my right that you cannot see. Maybe I'll insert a picture of that wall. But this is by Blueberry Ridge Designs. I love this. I have the Strawberry House to stitch, and I think I ended up buying the Pear Hill. I don't know, they're so cute. This is way more stitching, I think, than I realized when I started it. But I really enjoyed this stitch. So maybe every summer I can stitch one of these. Again, also framed by, I'm trying to stack these on top of each other. Also framed by the Peanut Gallery. Okay, next. Again, I want to make sure I have the names. This one is called Cottage House. I finished this at StitchCon. Go, Michelle. This is stitched on a 36 count Aruba Pale, I believe, by Color and Cotton. This is with the Stitch Me Silk Pack. Again, this is just one that I wanted to try. I loved the house, and I messed up somewhere. One side is not where it's supposed to be. It's like 2 stitches too tall or something, I don't know. Anyways, but just framed it in this nice white frame. And I think that the framer did a really good job. So, Cottage House. Okay, this is my one framed finish that is from Hobby Lobby. I didn't go back because I felt like they didn't help me at all. Like, when I go to the Peanut Gallery, Joseph and his mom Denise like bend over backwards, and they pick out 50 different frames. Or I mean, that's over exaggeration, but they pick out, I don't know, 5 different frames. Or if I don't like one thing about it, and you know, this and that, and they really help. And so I come here and I'm like, I don't know what I want. I've never gotten anything framed before. Like, I don't know. I just felt like they were very unhelpful. But it came out really nice. This is, let me make sure I have it, In Friendship by, no. Oh, I just remembered another finish. This is It was for Valentine's Day. This is With Love. Okay. This is With Love by Modern Folk Embroidery. I'll get that other one down. By Modern Folk Embroidery. This was their Valentine's Day piece. I don't know. I ordered the Roxy Flosco and the pattern. This is, I believe, 40 count porcelain. Dirty porcelain? I don't know. The frame is just like a nice dark brown. I think it looks nice. I don't think they did a bad job. But like I said, customer service was not their strong point. So those are my husband and I's initials, and then the year we got married. So this hangs in our living room. I get to look at it every single day. I loved stitching this. So it brings me a lot of happiness to look at it. Okay, and I will get that last frame going down here in a second. Okay, this was something I bought in the summer. Let me get the pattern in, make sure I have it right. This is called Wisdom Sampler by Teresa Kogut. This was my first Teresa Kogut, not purchase, but finish for sure. I stitched this summer. This is on 40 count doubloon by Picture This Plus. I did not use all the called for colors. It was a lot of pinks and reds, which I did use, but then I added some of my own colors. I changed the quote here. I didn't do the words around the outside of it, so this was my really first changed cross stitch piece that I did. I brought it with me to Autumn Abundance to show her, and I charted the words myself. I added in that weird little flower thing. I don't know. I just wanted to put something there, and that's what I picked to do. So, again, framed at the Peanut Gallery. All right, let me get that last one down, because totally forgot about it. Okay, then my last framed finish is by Modern Folk Embroidery. It's called In Friendship. This was my first Quaker. If I were doing it again, I probably would pick maybe a different linen color. You can see the stitching really well in person, I think, but I don't think it shows up great in pictures. This is a 40 count. It's a Roxy Floss dye linen, Roxy Floss thread. Again, I'll put it below or just ask. But I loved stitching this Quaker. It was a small Quaker, and I'm glad I started out with, obviously I'd done some of the Primrose Cottage ones, but this was my first, semi-larger Quaker, and now I love them. So, kind of a pinky, not pink, purpley, bluey, silvery, gray color. This is one of the first ones I got framed by the Peanut Gallery. So, I love it. Okay, so those are all my fully finished items, I believe. If I think of another one, I'll pause and go grab it. Okay, so these are all of my finished stitched items. Why is this bag here? Oh, because it's Mill Hill. Maybe I have more finishes than I originally had counted. I don't know if I put that Mill Hill on there. I stitched it in like a day. All right, anyways. Okay, so first up is, this is in the Gather Wildflower series. I have the pattern right here because I have only finished one of them. Yeah, sorry. Let me move that out of the way. This is the Gather Wildflower series. And I have stitched that house one because that was my favorite. So I have this on my whip list. I don't know. I don't remember if I counted it, but I stitched this on a 32 count. It's a fabric by Lap and Loops. It's really cute. I used all the called for colors. I think I messed up on the house and just lived my life with it. So I think that one might have its own name. That one's called Cottage Wildflowers, by the way. So there's that Okay, next is another hands-on design. This one maybe is just called Blueberry something. Blueberry from the Berry Basket. This is on a 32 count, sorry, none of these are ironed. It's from the Berry Basket series, and I used all the called for colors. This is a 32 count, something from Atomic Ranch. Vapors, maybe? Let me see if I can, sorry, my thumb is not helping anything to make it easier to see. I had stitched all of this except for did I start it in 2023? Yeah, summer 2023. And then I'd never done the Smyrna crosses, and finally I just got over myself and did the Smyrnas. So there's that. I want to, of course, do all of them. All of those little berry baskets. Okay, next is My Scissors, My Rules. I stitched this on a 36 count. I used to know the name. Frostbite, Frost maybe? I think it's by Atomic Ranch. And I used an NPI. This is my first time using an NPI silk. I love that fuchsia color. This is by Heartstring Samplery. And I stitched that lickety split. Partially because it was really fun and it was only one color. I don't know, it's like you stitched one pair of scissors and you wanted to stitch 5 more. So there's that. It's like a pale blue color. I don't know if you can see that. So Heartstring Samplery. It's a fun one. Okay, next is my first silk project. I had bought from the Stitch Niche, and I'm gonna get this framed this year. I had bought from the Stitch Niche like a surprise pack of Gloriana silks, and they were like a little bit discounted. And so I bought this pattern. It's a Blueberry Ridge design. I think is it just called Spring? Maybe Spring Sampler? Oh, it's called Sampler Seasons Spring. And this is a Wild Mint by maybe Atomic Ranch. It's a 36 count, I believe. And then the Gloriana color is like a purpley color. So I really enjoyed stitching that. And I guess I persevered through all those letters. So I have purchased and kind of kitted the summer one. And I've started the autumn. Actually, I think I own the winter. I don't know. You don't care about that. But anyways, that was really fun. I'm going to get that framed this year. Because now it's really ready for spring. Okay. This was my 36 count project that I had started in 2023 and finally finished in 2024. It is out of a book. It's a Blackbird book. It's called Nebraska Prairie. And I believe I used all the called for colors. I did not use the called for linen. This is, as the tag is on here, Biscuit by, I think it's Seraphim? Maybe Fabrics by Stephanie. But I forget why I stopped, but I finished it up just to get a quick little finish. And this is one of my drums that I really want to finish myself this year. So I'm going to get brave. Use Vonna Pfeiffer's tutorial. She told me I could do it, so I can do it. This is my first stitch. Maybe it was the specialty stitches. I don't know. Like I said, just got over myself, like the Smyrnas, and did it. So I really love the fabric. Okay, this was one of my first finishes in 2024. This is Pop of Winter by Bed Creek. I got the kit from somewhere and stitched it up, and it was really fun. And I have all the kits to do a bunch of others, but I don't know. I haven't gotten back there. So that was fun. These are again some previous. Maybe I'm to the point where if you've seen my other videos, you've seen a lot of these. Okay, next is Winter Salt Boxes by Plum Street Samplers. This is on a 36 count mystery linen I got from a D-stash. And I used all the called for colors except that purple house was not purple, it was cream, and so I made it my own colors. And I plan on doing all the other ones, just haven't gotten there. Alright, this is Go Tell It on the Mountain by Heartstring Samplery. And this is on a 36 count Broomgrass by Needlebling, I believe. I changed the white, I think, to grits. It wasn't arrowhead, but it wasn't showing up on my fabric. And then it does say Over the Hills and Everywhere underneath the house, but I didn't do that. So, I don't know what I'm going to do with that one, but I'll do something. Okay, this is a Mill Hill kit that I was interested in. I think I bought one Mill Hill kit and didn't bring it with to StitchCon, and one of the ladies at our table was like a prolific Mill Hill stitcher. So, and her sister, it was 2 sisters and a sister-in-law at our table, and then another lady, and one of them had a Mill Hill kit, and so she gave it to me. And so this is Snow Charmer, and I really had wanted to finish this year to hang on the tree, but I didn't. So there's that, and then here's his little hat and, his little hat and star that's supposed to go on him. So maybe once my thumb heals, I can get all, maybe I had forgotten about him, I don't know. But I have not gone too far down the Mill Hill, like rabbit hole. It was fun, I really did enjoy that. I'm here to try new things, y'all. But, I don't know, it's not something that I can see myself doing, like 100 of them, but I really enjoyed that one. Okay. Next this is Orchard Raven by Pigeon Coop Designs. This is on a 40 count stream by Picture This Plus or Fiber on a Whim. I can't remember which one. I used all the called for colors. The only thing I added was, it was stitched on like a white fabric, and I added the highlight. I stitched that in white, I think just blanc, to the apple and then his eyeball. So this I think I'm going to do what he did. I saw it on his Instagram the other day, Max, and he put it in one of those, so you put it in a hoop, but then you put the hoop in a round frame. And so I'm going to go buy one of those. Maybe a couple. Alright, this is, I believe it's called Winter Woodland Star by Hello from Liz Matthews. This is on a 40 count, what is it called? Cocoa? Hot cocoa? No. 40 count something by Miss Crescent Crown. And I used the kit NPI Silks. I, again, really wanted to get this finished into the pillow, but I'll get there. So, really enjoyed stitching that. Alright, here's my Partridge in a Pear by Pigeon Coop Designs. And this I stitched with the kit fabric. It's like a 14 count, I think it's called Hardinger? Maybe not. Could have made that up. And I stitched this year. So I really, last year, sorry, 2024. So I really want to stitch the next one in the little series. So that was really fun. I enjoyed that. Alright, this was part of my Christmas in July. This was the 2024 Wee Santa. I stitched this on a 40 count, I think it's Winter Brew by R&R. And I didn't use all the called for colors. Some were, and some I just matched from my stash best I could. So, I love him. I think he looks like an old man, which he is. But to me, this doesn't scream Santa Claus, and that's probably why I like it so much. It screams sweet man, old man with 2 snowmen. Alright, and then some of my recent finishes at the end of the year. This is Cookies and Cocoa by Primrose Cottage Stitches. I stitched this on 40 count Cream Puff by Miss Crescent Crown. This is all the called for colors except for the white. I just used the DMC. And I did find a little, they posted a video with like a finishing tutorial, and they used a little snowflake button, and I did find one of those, so I'm really excited. It's teeny tiny. All right, next up is Christmas Mini Moon by Plum Street Samplers. This is stitched on a 40 count bramble by Picture This Plus, with all the called for colors. So I finished that, started that in Christmas in July, and finished this in December. All right, we're almost there. Okay, next up is, this is the Gingerbread House Pin Keep by Stacy Nash. So I'll show you two sides. I did not, again, fully finish it, but this is stitched on a 36 count speculoos with the called for colors. The Weeks Dye Works. I didn't sub anything. I thought all the colors looked good on my fabric. The speculoos fabric is by Roxy Floss. And there's the other side. This was the only side I really changed something on. I didn't do the back stitching of, there was like greenery around the candlesticks, and there was some fronds at the bottom of the fireplace. And I didn't do those, so. But I did just do some of the back stitching. Here, let me get you in close. My microphone is like right where I would want to get close. There's that. And then this side I did everything. Those garlands, I kid you not, were not easy. But I did enjoy that. All right. Okay, so sorry. Technical difficulties. My last two in-person finishes is the 2024 Marfolk Embroidery in combination with Evertote and Roxy Floss is the 24 Advent Calendar. So I finished this year a couple days before Christmas. Yeah, I cheated. But I had gotten off track and wanted to get back on, and then eventually I was like, you know what, we're just gonna finish this. So it's on 36 count Glacier, which was the fabric that came in the Advent box, and then all 25 colors of floss. I love it. Looking forward to getting that framed this year. Okay, then my last big stitch finish of the year is Winter Moon by Plum Street Samplers. Sorry, get this sort of situated here. So I started this at the end of 2023, and then I finished it in 2024, and I love it. This is on 36 count Saltbush by Fox and Rabbit. I got the kit for a Christmas gift from my mom in 2023, and I finished it, I think it was the 30th of December in 2024. Yay! And of course I used all the called for. I didn't stitch the bottom kind of gate situation at the end, but that's neither here nor there. Now there's 3 stitch finishes that are not in my possession. They were gifts. Well, one was a swap. I guess technically then there's, anyways, let me just tell you about them. Okay, I spotted one of them. Some things I like don't put in my whips. Okay, first is Blackbird Design Sweet Summer Come Again, and if I don't have a picture of the finish, I'll just put a picture of the chart. I stitched this for a StitchCon swap, made a little pillow. The person who got it really enjoyed it, so that was nice. Okay, another one was a gift for my sister. It was Fall is for Football, and I'll put insert a picture of the fully finished item. I stitched it on 14 count Espresso by Picture This Plus, 5 round away, one of those. And my mom and I finished it together, and that was really fun. I did Snowman 2024 by Primrose Cottage. I made that into an ornament for another swap. That's what reminded me of that. That was on a 46 count Moonstone. I, again, don't know if I have a picture of that. So that's another finish. So now I'm up to 40 something. And then the last one is a Plum Street. Let me see if I wrote it down, even if I for my mom. It was a birthday gift. Oh, it was called Woolamina by Plum Street Samplers, and I'm pretty sure she sent me a picture, so I'll insert a picture of it. I used some called for, some not called for. I'll put a picture of the pattern too. It was just too muted, and so Kim at the Stitch Niche helped me pick out some brighter pinks, and I finished it in a tart pan, and she loved it. So that is all that I can think of without running around to other parts of my house. All of my finishes for 2024. So according to, except for these ones that I have forgotten apparently, or didn't write down in the back, I had taken some notes. I had 47 finishes, but I had forgotten about Wilhelmina, and I had forgotten about that ornament that I did for the swap. I had put on Sweet Summer Comes Again, that one I had included, and F Falls for Football, so that's 2 more. So then I had 49 whips, or 49 finishes. Now I'm like, man, I wish I had one more for 50, but 49 is pretty good. So maybe my goal I don't have any goals for next year except to stitch and have a good time. My secret goal will be to have 50. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed my finishes, and thanks for watching. Happy stitching. Bye.